us were friends, and one of my friends stole my necklace. No one's leaving this meeting unless we found that necklace.
Whatever.
Hello guys, maybe you're wondering why you're here. I just feel like I really need to address this important matter because this has something to do with the trust in our relationship as friends. Remember the necklace that my Lola gave me on my birthday? I haven't seen it in a while kasi, and the last time that I used it was when we had our overnight. Hindi naman sa bintang to you guys ha, but you know you are the only guest sa mansion that time.
Nilinis na rin namin ang bawat sulok ng mansyon gaya ng utos ni Ma'am Mabel. Ngunit hindi pa rin namin mahanap.
Excuse me? Are you like accusing us? Ano ka pinadakil tinaganak kung magtakaw? Uray na rigat tibiyag, hang kuman lang na panunod tagtakaw.
What? Oh, come on. We have no intention of stealing your necklace, and if kung meron man talagang nagnakaw here, it's definitely not me. You know me well, guys.
Well, are you sure ba naman nagnakaw talaga? I mean, what if you just misplaced it? We were always together last night, so I believe it's difficult for someone to sneak and steal it.
Mabel misplaced something? That's out of character. She's the most organized person in this group. That's impossible.
Yes, I agree with you, Ravelin. There's no way for Mabel misplace something valuable to her. But I know someone who can do it. We all know sa ating magkakaibigan who is the most less fortunate. Right, Maru?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying you're the primary suspect here. I mean, look at you. If I'm not mistaken, your mother is in the hospital right now. So, you're in a tight spot. It's so obvious that you need some money.
What a waste of time.
Haru, just admit it na lang kasi. Let's not waste our time over stuff like this. You're all annoying.
It's not me.
Really? You're the only suspect here. Because aside from being mahirap, I saw you enter Mabel's room.
Anak ko mamit ti aramidin ni Maru yung kwarto ni Maeve. Hamot porket nakita mo sumrek, so nadagusan tinagtakawin. Papaus ka launay.
I have no idea what you said, Loribel, but in my defense against your accusations, pinasuyo lang ni Mabel yung cellphone niya sa akin that time.
Gosh, Gloribel, could you just please talk normally? Kanina ko na pa napapansin that you've been constantly speaking with your native language. How can we understand what you mean? Are you doing it intentionally to avoid being blamed?
Oops! Sorry for interrupting. Hello everyone! Did you also notice how the tension among this circle of friends gets more and more intense? Bet you also did. Anyway, I am Sharon and Dave, your EC Police, short for Effective Communication Police number 1, and I, together with my partner, EC Police number 2, will be helping you find out not just who the real culprit is, but also figure out significant strategies to be utilized in order to have an effective and successful communication. In the course of the actors seen a while ago, it was obvious how the situation keeps on escalating because of several factors that hinder their communication to be effective. As how their conversation took place, we can identify that the main contributor to the inefficiency of their intercourse was language barrier. Gloribel, an Ilocana native speaker, was constantly speaking in her native language, which has evidently added fuel to the fire. So, what could the circle of friends have done in order for them to understand each other's sentiments? This is where the strategy of knowing and understanding language barrier has to take place. One of the most common communication hurdle that leads to misconceptions and misinterpretations is language barrier. The communication has no meaning if the speaker and receiver do not utilize the same language and terminology. When you don't use language that the other person understands, your communication is more likely to be unproductive and your message is definitely not being delivered. With that being said, it really is important for someone to understand and know language barriers. You do not necessarily have to force yourself speak in a particular language that the other is utilizing. You just have to consider the situation. If you know that the majority of the people you're talking to are English speakers and you know how to speak English as well, then use the language that you and these people understand. On the other hand, if you don't know how to speak a specific language the majority is using, you better have someone translate what you want to infer. In the case of the circle of friends, the reason why the tension heated up is because Gloribel continuously spoke in her native language even though she completely knows how to speak in English and even Tagalog. Suspicious, isn't it? Well, to dig deeper, let's proceed to the continuation of the story.
Guys, let's stop pointing fingers. We're friends, right?
Hay nako, I have chika pa naman sana. I thought you were gonna throw a party or something.
Well, no one's leaving this meeting unless we found that necklace.
Girl, I have to attend the party later pa. And look, I'm getting ready na nga oh. So whoever took that necklace, admit it now before it's too late. My gosh!
Yeah, umamin ka na kasi, Maru. Stop wasting everyone's time.
Why do you guys kept on pushing na si Mario ang nag-steal? I asked him to get my phone, that's why he was in my room at that time.
Why not? Among all of us, Mar's the one who needs money the most. See? He left the meeting. He must be guilty or something. And I'm pretty sure that he was the one who stole the necklace, given his status in life.
OA, Abby. OA. Nag-chat si Maru and he ran out of data. That's why he was disconnected. Ipapaload na ngayong tao, kakaya naman sa inyo.
Well, what's his number ba so I can send him money through GCash?
Guys, look at yourselves. We're friends here. Isn't it a shame to blame someone just because he's different from most of us? Well, yes, Maru may be poor, but that doesn't mean that he's already the one who stole it. You guys are no different from those people whose respect depends on the flesh of one's pocket. Jeez, what an embarrassment.
Are you really sure that you will side with Maru? May I remind you that we were talking about an expensive item here, and his mom is in the hospital. So, if someone who badly needs money right now in this group, it's definitely him. Nabubulog ka na ata sa kabaitan mo. Girl, halatang halata na oh.
You're right there, Abby. Who else can steal here but him? Basta ako. I have a comfortable life. I am happy with my life and there's no way for me to steal something that I consider barya-barya.
That necklace is not just expensive. It has sentimental value for me. And James, how dare you call it barya-barya? You know what, guys? Let's just quit talking about social status here.
Hi, Easy Police number 2 here. My name is Angelica, and I am here to talk about the importance of being aware of everyone's differences to communicate effectively. This involves various aspects, and to name a few, it could be culture, economic, or social factors. Even for friends, it is inescapable but to have differences, and in terms of cultural or social differences, it is most likely that the mindset of people of a separate cultural or social group is diverse. The language, signs, and symbols are also unfamiliar from those outside the faction. Economic differences could also account for when people fail to communicate effectively. Prejudice plays an important role as it could affect our view of the other party, making it harder for people to understand and communicate well. It is essential to digest situation, make sure you're not speaking carelessly, and consider what factors could have affected your circumstances. Typically, people tend to forget how important it is to consider these factors, especially in a heated argument. People, preconceptions of each other's difference could affect communication and stop it from being effective. Remember that a difference doesn't mean it separates right or wrong. Now, let's go back to the story and see how it's going for them.
Sorry guys, naubos load ko.
Enough with the excuses. No one cares. Admit it. You left because we were right. You were the one who stole the necklace. Just say it na lang kasi. We had a lot of things to do pa oh. Sa bagay, I bet you don't have the decency to admit what you have done. Poor boy with a broken life.
Wait. Why do you keep on blaming Maru? Oh, maybe you're the one who stole it. And you're just diverting our attention to him just to make you less suspicious?
How dare you accuse me? My father earns a lot of money, so why would I have to steal something I can afford? We have a mansion, a yacht, a lot of cars.
Oh, Abby. No one cares about that. We're here to figure out who took Mabel's necklace. So you, bragging all your wealth, will waste everyone's time.
Oh yes, Robelyn, as if you talking about your party and stuff isn't a waste of time.
Sus, Mariosep, mga batang ito. Pwede bang magkaayos na lang kayo kung wala lang din namang aamin? Abe, sumasakit ang ulo ko sa inyo puro sigawan at Ingles. Hindi nyo masusolusyonan ang problema kung hindi kayo mag-uusap ng masinsinan.
Shut up! You're not part of this conversation.
We don't need your opinion here, Manang. You better keep quiet na lang po ha. Baka kasi papagbintangan lang ho kayo, mahirap na.
Are you two for real? Manang Queenie has been a loyal caretaker of this mansion for almost a decade now. And who are you to talk to her like that? Just like what you've mentioned earlier, you guys are fed with a silver spoon. Basically, people with class. So act like one.
Well, sorry for that, Princess Mabel. But to be honest, I'm not even sure if all of this were true or just another episode of your boredom. We all know that you can make fun of us whenever you want. Do you think we forgot the prank you did last time just because you were bored?
Mawalang galang na sa'yo, Iha. Wala kang karapatan pagsalitaan ng ganyan ng alaga ko. Hindi siya pinalaki ng mga magulang niya para manglamang ng kapwa.
I couldn't care less. Go ahead and talk whatever you want to talk about, Manang. Abby and I won't listen. Right, Abby?
Couldn't agree more, bestie. Basta ko, the only thing I am certain about is that James and I have nothing to do with this nonsense.
Hi, Easy Police number 1, back at it again to help you understand. Whew, that was so intense. These people are no longer acknowledging each other's opinion as if they're not friends at all. That's poor of them. Anyway, in this portion of the roleplay, we have witnessed that their communication is no longer getting any better. And honestly, I don't know if they can still eventually establish an effective conversation. Well, I just hope the best for them. In the landscape of communication, acknowledging what the speaker is saying is essential in order to make the communication effective and successful. But in that particular scene we just watched a while ago, the characters showcased otherwise. None of them were listening, not even properly responding to their friends' sentiments and thoughts, which is a big no-no in effective communication. So, what strategy could the circle of friends have applied in order for them to at least avoid making the discourse exacerbated? Third strategy, acknowledge what the speaker is saying. One can only acknowledge what other want to say if that person fully knows how to listen. Also, in acknowledging, validation is a requisite. Again, validation is a requisite. You cannot acknowledge someone's perspective if you do not even validate what they are saying. Acknowledgement can be something as simple as a nod of the head or even a simple uh-huh, uh-huh. You aren't necessarily agreeing with that person. You are simply indicating that you are listening and acknowledging. Using body language and even other signs to acknowledge you are listening can also help you to pay attention. Try to respond to the speaker in a way that will encourage them to continue speaking and not in a rude, contradicting manner so that you can get the information that you need. At this point, let's resume to the story and check the circle of friends situation right now.
Wait a second. Ako lang ba talaga nakakapansin? Kasi, since we started arguing, I've noticed that the two of you are always in favor of each other. Abby and James. Oh, maybe the culprit isn't only one. Who knows? Baka nga you two conspired so that you can set up and put all the blame on Maru.
What? For Pete's sake, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're so unbelievable.
Diba? You guys are always together. You two were the last person who stayed in the room when we decided to swim. Maybe you took Mabel's necklace when everyone's outside.
Well, shut up, Robilyn. Stop trying to manipulate this conversation to put the blame on us.
Oh, you're shutting me up because what I'm saying is true. And for the record, I am not trying to manipulate anything here. And if you guys really did it just to embarrass Maru, then shame on you. Grow up, people! Grow up!
This is unbelievable.
Guys, please stop blaming each other. Haven't you noticed? The very moment that Mabel brought this matter up, we've been constantly arguing and judging each other as if hindi tayo magkakaibigan. Please don't forget that we're friends here, not enemies. So, please, for the sake of our friendship, let's solve it in the right way.
Please guys, Ashley's right. Nasisira na ang friendship natin just because of this.
Oh, come on. Here we go again. Ashley and Maru acting like an angel. We're talking about Sabuatan, right? It's so obvious that you guys are helping each other so that you look like a saint.
James. You're the one who's being so manipulative here. Do you think we won't even notice how you've been twisting others' narrative?
Yeah, I agree, Belle. The audacity of this man to call me manipulative, when in fact, he's the one who keeps on twisting things.
Guys, the more we want to solve this, the more complicated it gets. We're slowly moving away from the topic that we all want to talk about. We're supposed to find who stole my necklace, right?
Exactly. So please, everyone, try to calm down. We can solve this matter if we're just blinded by our anger and keep pointing our fingers to each other.
You're aware that your kindness is annoying Ash, right? Quit the act and show us your true color. I saw you roll your eyes at Mabel during our overnight. Why kaya? Maybe because you were not really kind. Just pretending to be one.
Hello, it's me again, your Easy Police number 2. Now, let's talk about being true to ourselves and its importance. Showing genuineness in our action and words is vital in attaining effective communication. Being true to what we feel is essential in ensuring that all parties express their insights when communicating. Addressing disagreements and personal take on the conversation makes it easier for everyone to communicate effectively. It would be the best to say you are offended, upset, or uncomfortable during a conversation when you are. And also, trying to act friendly and nice isn't going to help anyone when it is unnecessary for the situation. When speaking, being true to ourselves and our emotions would help us navigate what to say and act. When communicating, intentionally masking this emotion amidst personal or unconscious bias is not good but somewhat manipulative and pretentious. To have an effective communication, all parties involved must ensure that there would be no obnoxious expressions and that everyone speaks and acts genuinely. Now, let's go back to the story and see how they are doing.
What are you talking about? I can't believe you think of me that way. I'm just trying to help solve this problem. But you're painting me as the bad guy here. I thought we're friends.
Guys, we're friends. And one of my friends stole my necklace.
Sure, we're friends. And someone is trying to accuse us that we stole her necklace.
We're friends. Pero may pinagtutulungan yung iba dyan and nambibintang that someone's being manipulative.
Oh, come on. Abby and I are just stating the obvious. If it's not Maro, I think Floribel next in the line. A middle-class provinciana who has a bit of ignorance. You like that necklace, right? Maybe it's you. Cause you keep on looking at it. Gusto mo yun, no? Cause you're jealous because you don't own one of those.
Alam mo, kanina ka pa. You're getting it to my nerves. Stop pushing me to my limits, ha? You don't know what I can do to you.
Here we go again. You know what? I noticed how you easily get angry, Glorabel. I'm not taking sides here, ha? But I saw you enter the mansion when everyone's outside. And please, don't shout. You're hurting my ears.
Guys, tama na. Do you really think this discussion would go somewhere if you keep it? Puro kayo sigawan at bakayan lang.
This isn't acceptable. You know I have my anger issues and you can choose this against me. Just because I act this way, ako na agad ang sinisisi niyo. How dare you put the blame on me? You don't know what my anger can do to any of you. So if I were you, I better stop accusing someone who can never do something out of her character. The next time you blame someone, make sure kilala niyo siya ng maigi.
Unacceptable? Yes. Yes, you have anger issues, but that's not enough of an excuse for you to act that way. We're not obligated to always adjust for you.
Mga iho, iha, kumalma kayo. Hindi masusolusyonan ng galit at matinding emosyon ng problemang ito. Kailangan nyo munang huminahon at huminga ng malalim bago kayo mag-usap-usap. Aba, ako ang hindi mapakali sa inyo. Baka mamaya kung saan kayo dalhin ng emosyon nyo.
Manang's right. Letting our emotions get the best of us won't solve any problem.
I agree with Maven Mana. Let's contain our emotions, but at the same time, let's make our feelings clear.
Make our feelings clear? I don't think so if there is someone here is being clear with his or her emotion except me. Isn't it ironic that you want us to be clear with our emotion when someone here cannot be honest and truthful?
Tama si Abby. At this moment, I no longer know who among us is showing clear and real emotions. Because to be honest, hindi ko na alam kung sino sa inyo ang pagkakatiwalaan ko.
What do you mean? Are you saying that I am faking my anger? Are you saying that I am pretentious and a liar? You know what? Sana hindi na lang ako maten sa meeting na to. Is it my fault that I cannot handle and control my emotions just like how you control yours? You know what? We're friends, yeah. We're friends, but I felt betrayed.
I think you're acting too defensive, Gloribel. Wala naman kaming sinasabi that you are a liar. You're acting so suspicious.
Guys, please lang. Can't we all just stop blaming each other? Can't you see? We're all slowly being swallowed by our egos. Look at yourselves. We are all friends here, and we're supposed to act like one. But no, it seems like we're all enemies here.
If someone's not being real here, it's Ashley for sure. Kita nyo, kanina pa tayo nagbabangayan. And she's still so mabait as if what we're speaking about her doesn't make her angry. Hindi ako naniniwalang hindi ka talaga marunong magalit.
You know what? I'm tired of this setup. I'm tired of all of you. I just wanted to help solve this problem. But what now? Ako pa yung pinagbibintangan nyo. You guys even judge me for being real.
Bravo! Eh di lumabas din yung totoo mong ugali. You're tired of us? Then go! Show us more, Ash!
I am not admitting anything because I stole nothing. Jeez. Bahala na nga kayo. Believe what you want to believe. Basta ako, palagi ko kayong kasama nun. Napapagod na ako sa inyo.
Hi, it's me again, Shernan, Easy Police number 1, at your service. Right now, I no longer know if they can still fix this mess, but I'm hoping that they'll make amends for the rude things they said to each other. After all, they're good friends, aren't they? Well, our emotions are sometimes uncontrollable when we are not bounding ourselves to react towards a particular matter. And this is something that establishes truthfulness and honesty. However, too much feelings and emotions immensely affect our communication in a way that the people we're talking to might misinterpret what we want to convey. On the other hand, restricting what you feel might create a skeptic, vague, and obstructed delivery of emotions that will possibly leave the people you are talking to bunch of unanswered questions. And this is where the fifth strategy should play its part. Number 5, be clear with your emotions. Again, number 5, be clear with your emotions. Take note on this. Emotional self-expression involves expressing your feelings verbally and non-verbally, meaning to say, in order for someone to build clear emotions, they should not only be clear with their words, but also with their actions. We have this old cliche quote, actions speak louder than words. But in the landscape of communication, actions and words must be delivered equally. It is important to be authentic and express your feelings constructively. Doing this builds fulfilling communications. Openly sharing your thoughts and feelings goes a long way toward building relationships based on trust and respect. Our total means of communication are said to be comprised of three different components. First is the body language, second is the tone of voice, and the third one or the last one is the words. Again, first is the body language, second is the tone of voice, and the third one is the words. In the case of the scenario we just watched earlier, some of the circle of friends were expressing clear and real emotions, but some of them were not. If only every one of them considered being clear and real with their emotions, they could have prevented the tension from getting worse and worse and worse. But what has happened has already happened. Let's just hope that they'll end up having effective communication. Now, let's go back to the role play and see what will happen next.
I knew it. I knew it. Maru, the one who stole it, guys. I saw his cousin post on social media. His mom needs to undergo surgery ASAP. And what do you guys think he would do?
Oh no, we were right all along. You saw an opportunity when Mabel invited us. That's why you joined, right? Hindi ka naman talaga sumasama sa mga lakad namin eh. But that time, you joined because you know that there are countless of expensive things there na madali mong maipibenta.
Maru, is it true? It's not right. You know that you can ask us for some help if you need, right? Especially if it's just about money.
And now, pinaniniwalaan mo naman agad sina Abby and James? Ashley, nalilito na ako sa inaasal mo. Sa totoo lang.
What now, Romelyn? You don't wanna believe us? Don't tell me it was you. You were drunk that time, so maybe you took it when you go to the bathroom.
Are you out of your mind? Just like what you've said, I was drunk. So I won't have the time to take the necklace. Duh.
Maru has a concrete plan to steal that necklace, guys. So stop fighting na. Admit it, Maru. Hindi ka ba kinakain na konsensya mo? Na we're fighting each other just because you won't admit what you did? Kabang ka naman.
Mga anak, mukha namang mabait yung tao. Huwag niyo naman siyang idiin dahil lang nasa hospital ang nanay niya. Hindi ba dapat mas concerned kayo dahil alam niyong may pinagdadaanan siya?
Having a thief friend is quite alarming, Manang.
Alam mo, James, kanina ko pa napapansin that you've been persistently opposing Manang's opinion. And I find it so rude. Have some respect naman.
Whatever.
Well, this is partly Ashley's fault. She's the one who makes pilit naman na isama yung si Maru sa group, di ba?
Well, I guess, Ashley wanting Mara to join our group is not an issue. At least we benefit from him naman, di ba? We all know it's hard to find smart friend these days.
Bayad na yon sa lahat ng libre natin sa kanya, no? Like, duh. We've been buying him stuffs whenever we travel abroad.
Can't we stick to the necklace, please? Why are we making kwento to the things we're giving to Maru? Rovelyn!
I thought that necklace was so important to you. So, why are you not suspecting Maru, Mabel? He has a concrete motive for stealing your necklace.
Maru, say something. Don't tell me that you'll be quiet the whole time just like what you always do. We need you to admit it because we have other appointments for the day. Roweline has a party to attend and I have to go to the salon because this meeting is stressing me out. Anyway, who wants to come?
I'm up for that, Abby. So, Maru, ano na? Aren't you gonna say something? Tatahimik ka lang dyan?
Silence means guilt. Ayaw kitang idiin, Mari, because you've been helping me a lot with my ACADS and I owe you for that. But how can I defend you when you cannot even speak for yourself?
I can't afford to believe you guys. Maru's our friend, and he was kind enough to help us when we struggle academically. So please, Maru, say something. Defend yourself.
I don't think he has the courage to do it.
Maru, we need your explanation. So please, speak up. Unless...
Hello, it's me again, her trusty easy police number 2. We need to help Maru, and for now, maybe he's feeling a little pushed into a corner. We may all relate to this feeling, and think of it this way. You might find it hard to express things you want to say when you are in a pressured environment. May it be an internal or external pressure, and it's fine. It is okay to feel anxious, and our anxiety stops us from being assertive to say what we need to say. Nonetheless, take time to breathe and remember that we need to be assertive, confident to say no, and say how you truly feel during a conversation, and to effectively send your message across when communicating. So, Build up your courage and take a deep breath and be confident. Well, I guess that's all. Let's go back to the story and see if the strategy helped them.
Maru, we need your explanation. So please, speak up. Unless...
Unless what? Sige, ituloy mo. Eh di lumabas din ng totoo, I'm just part of this group because you need me for your studies. You know what? You're right. I should speak for myself. I'm done being silent. You guys are rude, arrogant rich kids who did nothing but flaunt your wealth when in fact, kung hindi kayo mayaman, you guys are nothing. You hear that? Nothing. Yes, I came from a poor family. Yes, my mom needs the operation to live. But my parents raised me properly and were taught that stealing is a sin. I never stole that necklace and the thought of doing so never came to my mind, even if I badly needed money at the moment. I have more values and principle than you guys. And to the one who stole it, you know I know you, right? Hawak mo ako sa leg kaya kanina pa ako nananahimik. You took advantage of my situation and now, most of our friends are blaming me for the crime you did.
What's the meaning of this? What do you mean, Maru?
Jesus Mariosep!
Everyone heard me right. Both my parents are currently working in the company of Manolo's parents. And I know who stole that necklace. It's just that I am not assertive enough to voice the truth out because he keeps on trapping me in a situation that I didn't do. Yes, I may be impoverished, but my values will never change.
So now, you're blaming me. That's a heavy accusation. You don't have any evidence that it's me. And I don't have a single reason to steal it. Do you really think he would believe you?
I think you have lost your mind, Maru. I thought you were smart pa naman then, Liz. How cheap.
Tama na! I can't take it anymore. You guys are being unfair to Maru.
Don't tell me you believe him. He has no proof and evidence. I can't believe this. I can't believe you.
Yes, he has no evidence, but I do.
You? What? Say it again. Maybe there's some error in my device or I heard it wrong.
I said I know who stole my necklace. There's a CCTV in front of my room, but that footage alone isn't enough to prove that someone stole my necklace. But luckily, I have 2 witnesses.
Gosh, I can't believe you knew it all along. What's the purpose of this meeting then? Why not confront the thief na lang instead of having this meeting? Nag-away-away pa tayo. Show us your footage and your witness na.
Because him stealing my necklace can't sink into my mind. I was actually waiting for him to confess of what he did. And I am beyond disappointed that he kept on blaming someone else. And I can stand the attitude that everyone is showing right now. So here's my new maid and my personal driver to prove that Maru is innocent and that one of you stole my necklace.
Ako ho yung bagong katulong sa mansyon. Nung naiwan po sa loob si Sir James at si Ma'am Abby habang nasa swimming pool ho kayong lahat, napansin ko ho na gumawi sa kusina si Ma'am Abby at naiwan pong mag-isa si Sir James sa sala. Medyo balisa pa nga po si Sir noong una. Makalipas po ang ilang minuto ay nakita ko ho na dahan-dahang naglalakad po siya papunta sa kwarto ni Ma'am Mabel. Kaya sinundan ko ho siya na baka sakaling may maipaglilingkod ho ako. Ngayon, nakita po ng aking dalawang mata na binulsa niya yung pinakamahal na alahas ni Ma'am. At sakto, lumabas po si Sir Maru mula sa banyo at pinagbantaan niya ito. Kaya umalis po agad ako baka sa takot na baka madamay pa ho ako.
At ako naman po ang nagatid kay Sir James pauwi sa bahay nila nung gabing iyon. Dahil ika nga, may emergency raw sa bahay nila, kaya kailangan agad nitong makauwi. Sa pagkakaalala ko, lasing na lasing po siya nung gabing iyon at kung ano-ano na lamang ang nasabi nito. Naalala ko na sinabi niya na hindi raw siya makapaniwalang kaya niyang nakawan ang sarili niyang kaibigan. Ngunit hindi ko na lamang po ito pinansin dahil baka epekto ng alak kaya kung ano-ano na lamang ang nabanggit niya. Yun lamang po ang naalala ko sa gabing iyon.
It just, I don't know what to do anymore. The company that my parents built are failing. There was an accident in the site that we have to pay the families of the victim. Our investors for our future project back out, and dad would go home late. Because of this, he and mom would always fight. My mom can't afford to be poor. He has her maintenance and everything. And I was drunk, and I thought that necklace will cost a lot. The necklace was so important to Mabel. And I was sure that if I act like I found it, maybe I can then ask her to convince her dad to invest in our company. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm really, really sorry for everything what I do. I'm really, really sorry.
Hi, I'm Shernan, your Easy Police number 1.
And I'm Angelica Jola, your Easy Police number 2. Partner, I think this concludes our short skit about the strategies for effective communication.
I agree, partner. It's just sad to think that it seems like it's too late for the group of friends to fix the problem after all that happened. We have seen how deranged and chaotic they've become just for the sole reason of defending themselves.
I wish after Manolo confessed everything, they'll try to solve their problem and bring back their relationship as friends, and eventually establish effective communication.
I hope so too. But now that the story has come to an end, what is the major and general strategy for effective communication the group of friends should have utilized at the first place? 7 and last strategy, setting aside judgments and knowing how to establish open-mindedness. Again, 7 strategy, setting aside judgments and knowing how to establish open-mindedness.
It is important to look at different perspectives and opinions. Other people's sentiment might be different from your own, but that doesn't equate to invalidating and not being open to several point of views. Judgment and insistence of your own insight is a large barrier to open effective communication. You should always allow people the chance to convince you of their ideas and own point of views.
Couldn't agree more, Angelica. If only the group of friends considered setting aside their own judgments and somehow built open-mindedness, they could have at least prevented the situation from heating up. And perhaps they could even have created an effective communication. Bear in mind that everyone you encounter has knowledge that you lack. Everyone has something to teach you. Talk to them and pay attention to what they have to say. It allows you to see things from a different viewpoint and generate new thoughts. Just because you do not believe something happened, it does not mean it did not happen. If you have a closed mind, you will miss out on tremendous possibilities to learn. That's why this strategy of setting aside judgment and knowing how to build open-mindedness is very important to utilize.
Partner, I think that summarizes the story that we've prepared for our viewers.
Yes, I think too. I hope they didn't only learn about the technicalities of strategies for effective communication, but also understand how important it actually is to communicate without prejudice in order to establish successful conversation. Again, I am Shernan Dave Nueva, your Easy Police number 1.
And I'm Angelica, your Easy Police number 2. At your service.